Cain, Abel, sons of Adam and Eve, born into a world still new. Cain, the firstborn, strong, a farmer, hands in the soil. Abel, the younger, a shepherd tending his flock. Different paths, but one family. Life was simple, a rhythm of seasons and toil. They brought their offerings to God. Cain, the fruits of his labor. Abel, the firstborn of his flock. God favored Abel's sacrifice. Why? The question burned in Cain's heart. Resentment took root in Cain, a bitter seed growing with each sunrise. He saw Abel's joy, felt God's favor shining upon him. It was an injustice, a wound that wouldn't heal. His brother, once loved, became a rival. The whispers started, soft at first, then growing louder. Why him? Why not you? Cain tried to silence them, to be happy for Abel. But the darkness had taken hold. His face, once open, became a mask of anger. One day, Cain lured Abel into the fields. The sky was overcast, mirroring the storm brewing within Cain's heart. Away from their family, away from prying eyes, the isolation was palpable, the silence deafening. The air hung heavy with unspoken tension. Each step they took seemed to echo with the weight of their unresolved conflict. They spoke little, the weight of their unspoken emotions suffocating the air between them. The tension was almost tangible, like a thick fog enveloping them. Why? Cain finally choked out, his voice raw with anger and pain. His eyes burned with a mix of betrayal and fury. Abel could only shake his head, fear creeping into his eyes. He had no words to offer, no explanation that could soothe his brother's torment. Cain lashed out, his rage an inferno consuming everything in its path. His fists flew, driven by a primal need to release the anguish that had been festering inside him. When it was over, only silence remained. The field, once a witness to their brotherly bond, now stood as a silent testament to the destructive power of jealousy. A brother's love, a brother's hate, the tale of two brothers bound by blood but torn apart by fate. Cain stood over his brother, his hands stained crimson. The weight of his actions pressed down on him, suffocating and relentless. The reality of what he'd done crashed over him like a tidal wave, unyielding and merciless. Every heartbeat echoed with the finality of his deed. His brother, his blood gone. The lifeless form before him was a stark reminder of the irreversible path he had chosen. The whispers in his head were screams now, deafening and full of accusation. They clawed at his sanity, each one a dagger of regret. He had hated Abel, yes, but there had been love too. Moments of genuine affection, now overshadowed by a single act of violence. A lifetime of shared memories of laughter and brotherhood now tainted. The golden hues of their past now seemed like cruel mockery. He had let the darkness win, and in doing so he had destroyed a part of himself. The reflection in the mirror was no longer his own, but a stranger consumed by guilt and sorrow. The wages of sin. God confronted Cain, the firstborn of Adam and Eve, after he committed the heinous act of murdering his brother Abel. Cain's face was a mask of fear and guilt as he stood before the divine presence, knowing the gravity of his sin. The mark of his sin, a brand upon his soul, was a constant reminder of his transgression. This mark was not just a physical manifestation, but a symbol of his inner torment and the eternal consequences of his actions. He was cursed to walk the earth, forever haunted by his actions. The barren wilderness he wandered mirrored the desolation within his heart, a never-ending journey of remorse and regret. A lonely existence, a constant reminder of the terrible price of jealousy and rage. The dark sky above him was a reflection of the darkness that had taken root in his soul, isolating him from the warmth of human connection. Cain's story is a warning, a timeless tale of the destructive power of envy. The ancient texts and illustrations serve as a testament to the enduring nature of this lesson, passed down through generations as a cautionary tale. It reminds us that love and forgiveness are the only paths to true peace. In a world often marred by conflict and strife, the act of embracing and forgiving one another is a powerful antidote to the poison of hatred. And that the wages of sin are paid not just by the sinner, but by all those around them. The ripple effects of one's actions can cause widespread suffering, affecting entire communities and leaving a legacy of pain and sorrow.